Good evening, little ones, and welcome to Big Stories for Big Ears. Tonight I have 3 stories for you. The first one is a little exciting, the second one will help you relax, and the third one will put you right to sleep. In the dawn of time, when the world was young and the skies above danced with celestial wonders, there lived a species of birds unlike any other. These birds, known as the flamingos, looked like the flamingos of today at first glance, with feathers of soft pink, but they had short necks and stubby little legs. Yet there was something extraordinary about them, for they possessed an innate awareness of the celestial ballet unfolding above. In those ancient days, the movements of the planets held sway over every aspect of life, from the tides of the oceans to the growth of the land. And the flamingos, with their keen senses, felt the sudden influence of the celestial bodies more acutely than any other creature. They would gather by the water's edge, stretching their necks upward in a silent yearning to grasp the mysteries of the heavens. But alas, their bodies were ill-suited to this celestial pursuit. Though they yearned to draw closer to the planets that governed their world, their wings were too weak to carry them anywhere, and their necks and legs too short to reach beyond the confines of the ground. Undeterred by their limitations, the flamingos persisted in their quest. Generation after generation, they stretched and strained, their longing gazes fixed upon the stars. And as the eons passed, a remarkable transformation began to take shape. Their necks, once short and unassuming, began to lengthen with each passing generation, stretching ever upward towards the celestial realm. Likewise, their legs, once stubby and grounded, grew longer and more slender, anchoring them firmly to the earth while reaching toward the heavens above. With each subtle shift in the cosmic dance, the flamingos evolved, their bodies becoming more attuned to the rhythms of the celestial sphere. And then, one glorious day, after countless years of striving and adaptation, they achieved a feat thought impossible. With a great beating of their newly elongated wings, the flamingos took flight, soaring into the vast expanse of the sky with a newfound freedom. No longer bound by the confines of the earth, they went higher and higher until they were able to gaze upon the planets and stars with a clarity unmatched by any other creature. One clear evening, perched upon the shores of shimmering lakes and tranquil marshes, the flamingos stood in their typical state of dignified disarray, their elongated necks craning upward towards the celestial canopy with all the grace of a wobbly newborn giraffe. With keen eyes and senses attuned, they observed the celestial dance with a mix of awe and befuddlement, their expressions ranging from intense concentration to comical bewilderment. As the planets moved, the flamingos attempted to maintain a semblance of order amidst the chaos of their observations. They squawked and squabbled amongst themselves, each trying to outdo the other in their attempts to decipher the mysterious movements unfolding above. When a planet decided to linger in a certain position for an extended period, the flamingos collectively lost their minds. They flapped their wings in a frenzy, squawking loudly and causing a cacophony of chaos that echoed across the marshes. It was as if they were trying to alert the entire universe to the celestial spectacle unfolding before their very eyes. Some flamingos, in their infinite wisdom, or perhaps sheer dumb luck, decided that certain planetary alignments were omens of great importance. They gathered in haphazard councils, their discussions resembling a chaotic game of musical chairs, more than anything like rational discourse. Yet somehow, amidst the chaos, they managed to divine the significance of the celestial events, or at least convince themselves that they had. And so, guided by their inexplicable connection to the heavens above, and fueled by their penchant for pandemonium, the flamingos continued their timeless pursuit of understanding. Their observations served as a source of amusement and bemusement to all who witnessed their antics, a reminder that even in the grand tapestry of the cosmos, there was always room for a little silliness. In the bustling gathering of the animal kingdom, the flamingos, with a touch of flair, relayed their urgent message. "Hey everyone, listen up! We've got some big news coming straight from the heavens. Brace yourselves, because day is about to dress up like night, and a great ring of light will appear above us." With a hint of theatrics, they continued, "You see, it's like this. The sun's gonna lay an egg in the sky." The other creatures exchanged bemused glances, some even stifling chuckles at the flamingo's fanciful explanation. But amidst the light-hearted banter, there was a sense of camaraderie and curiosity. As the appointed time drew near, the animals gathered beneath the sky, anticipation sparkling in their eyes. The flamingos, having shared their cryptic prophecy, watched with their long necks craned skyward, anticipation in their eyes. As the sun climbed higher, the sky began to dim in a way that was both eerie and enchanting. The light softened, shadows grew long, and a strange hush fell over the land. The creatures, from the smallest insect to the mightiest elephant, fell silent, their usual chatter and activity suspended in the face of the unfolding mystery. The lions and gazelles stood side by side, their usual rivalry forgotten in their shared curiosity. "Is it really happening?" whispered a young gazelle, her eyes wide with wonder. The old lion beside her, usually so fierce, could only nod, his gaze fixed on the sky. The sky grew darker still, a twilight hue settling over the landscape. Birds stopped their singing, and the air seemed to hold its breath. The animals glanced at one another, their confusion palpable. The flamingo's prophecy echoed in their minds. The sun was laying an egg. As they watched, the moon slowly moved across the sun, creating a dazzling ring of light. It was a sight unlike anything they had ever seen. The sun's bright corona shone like a celestial halo, casting a surreal glow over the gathering. The great ring of light hung in the sky, a silent testament to the wonders of the universe. The younger animals clung to their elders, eyes wide with a mix of fear and fascination.
"Is it really an egg?"
A little rabbit asked her mother, who could only shrug, equally mystified. The flamingos stood tall, their eyes reflecting the brilliant ring in the sky. For a moment, the whimsical prophecy seemed almost plausible. The sun laying an egg, creating a cosmic spectacle that none could fully understand. In the midst of this celestial wonder, the animals felt a sense of unity and awe. They might not have comprehended the true nature of the eclipse, but the sight brought them together, a shared experience that transcended their everyday lives. As the moon slowly moved past the sun, light began to return, and the day resumed its normal hue. The animals blinked in the returning brightness, the spell of the eclipse broken. They began to stir, and suddenly a wave of applause erupted from the crowd. While the flamingo's explanation might have been a fanciful tale, it had given the animals a way to frame the unexplainable. And in that moment of shared wonder, they realized that some mysteries were beyond their understanding, but that didn't make them any less magnificent. And as for the flamingos, they kept their long legs, elongated necks, and ability to fly. After all, the whole animal kingdom now relied on their celestial predictions. Flamingos are funny beings. Who knew they had such hidden talents? Our next story features a little boy with a burning desire for a family pet. Once upon a time, in a cozy little house at the end of a quiet street, there lived a little boy named Oliver. He had a big heart and an even bigger desire to have a furry friend to call his own. Every day, Oliver would gaze longingly at the dogs playing in the park, wishing he could join them. "Mom, Dad, can we please get a puppy?" Oliver would ask with hopeful eyes, his heart brimming with anticipation. His parents, while understanding his yearning, weren't convinced he was ready for the responsibility of caring for a pet. "Oliver, having a puppy is a big responsibility. You have to feed it, walk it, and take care of it every single day. We're just not sure if you're ready for that yet," they would explain gently. Despite their explanations, Oliver's desire for a puppy remained unwavering. He pleaded and begged, promising to be the best dog owner ever, but his parents stood firm, repeating their concerns. As Oliver sat amidst the scattered toys in his room, his disappointment weighed heavy on his young heart. The images of frolicking puppies in the park seemed like distant memories, fading away with each passing moment. He sighed, his shoulders slumping as he contemplated the empty space beside him, longing for the warmth of a furry companion. The next morning, as he walked to school, he watched the neighborhood dogs on their daily walks, their tails wagging enthusiastically, their eyes sparkling with happiness. He envied the other children who had their own furry friends to play with and confide in. Their laughter echoed in his ears, a bittersweet reminder of the companionship he desperately craved. That whole day at school, all he could think of was dogs. Big dogs, little dogs, shaggy dogs, and shiny dogs. Oliver wished so intensely for a furry friend, it still occupied his mind when he walked home from school. His heart ached with the absence of a friend he had never met, but already loved deeply. But then, like a flicker of light in the darkness, an idea danced into Oliver's mind. With determination igniting within him, he scrambled to gather his crayons and a pristine sheet of paper, his fingers tingling with anticipation. As he held the crayon to the paper, Oliver's imagination took flight. With each stroke, he poured his longing into the vibrant colors, meticulously crafting the outline of a playful pup. The crayon danced across the page, weaving intricate details that mirrored the image etched into Oliver's mind. A loyal friend, forever frozen in time on the canvas before him. With each curve of the crayon, Oliver's heart swelled with hope and excitement. He adorned his creation with all the traits he wished for in a furry companion: loyalty, playfulness, and unwavering love. The paper became a canvas for his dreams, a tangible expression of his deepest desires. When he finally set down his crayon, Oliver gazed in awe at his masterpiece, a sweet dog brimming with personality and charm. Its eyes seemed to sparkle with mischief, as if it were ready to leap off the page and into Oliver's waiting arms. With careful precision, Oliver traced the outline of the paper pup, his fingers deftly maneuvering around each curve and contour. With each delicate snip of the scissors, he felt a sense of anticipation building within him, as if he were on the verge of unlocking a wondrous secret. Finally, with a final, decisive cut, the paper pup was free from its constraints, a tangible embodiment of Oliver's boundless imagination. Holding it in his hands, he marveled at its lifelike appearance, the vibrant colors and intricate details bringing it to life in his grasp. In that moment, a surge of longing washed over Oliver, a yearning for something more than just a mere paper creation. With a heartfelt sigh, he whispered softly to the paper pup cradled in his palms, his voice filled with a mixture of hope and uncertainty. "I wish you were real, my little friend," Oliver murmured, his words carrying a weight of longing that echoed through the room. "I wish you were a real little pup." He closed his eyes for a moment, imagining what it would be like if his heartfelt wish were to come true, if the paper pup were to leap from his hands and bound into reality. For a brief moment, the room seemed to hold its breath, as if suspended in time before reality gently reclaimed its hold. But in that fleeting instant, Oliver could have sworn he felt a tiny tremor beneath his fingertips, a whisper of possibility that stirred his heart with newfound hope. With a smile of wonderment, Oliver cradled the paper pup to his chest, feeling its presence resonate within him like a promise yet to be fulfilled. And as he held on to his imaginary companion, he couldn't help but wonder what adventures awaited them on the horizon, their bond transcending the boundaries of paper and ink. As Oliver gazed in awe at the paper pup cradled in his hands, a sense of wonderment filled the air, tinged with a hint of disbelief. It was as though the very essence of his longing had breathed life into the paper creation, infusing it with a spark of magic that defied explanation. And then, as if responding to Oliver's wishes, the impossible happened. A tiny, almost imperceptible movement rippled through the paper pup's form, causing its tail to twitch ever so slightly. Oliver blinked in astonishment, scarcely daring to believe what he was seeing. But there was no denying it. The paper pup was coming to life before his very eyes. With each passing moment, the vibrancy of its colors seemed to intensify, the once still figure now quivering with anticipation. Its eyes, previously fixed in a static gaze, now twinkled with mischief, mirroring Oliver's own sense of excitement and wonder. "Wow!" Oliver gasped, his voice filled with awe and delight. His eyes widened in amazement, a grin spreading across his face as he beheld the miraculous sight before him. "You are real!" In that moment, all doubts and uncertainties melted away, replaced by a profound sense of joy and wonder. Oliver's heart soared with the realization that his deepest desire had been granted, that the paper pup he had lovingly crafted with his own hands had become a living companion. With a newfound sense of exhilaration coursing through his veins, Oliver reached out to the puppy, his fingers trembling with excitement. And as their gazes met, a bond formed between them, a connection that defied logic and reason but felt undeniably real. Together, Oliver and his newfound friend embarked on a journey unlike any other, their adventures limited only by the boundless expanse of their imagination. And as they raced through the house, chasing dreams and creating memories, Oliver knew that he would never again be alone, because wherever he went, his paper pup would be there by his side, a faithful companion through thick and thin. As the days unfolded, Oliver and his paper pup became inseparable companions, their bond growing stronger with each passing moment. Together, they delved into a world of endless possibilities, where imagination knew no bounds and every day held the promise of new adventures. In the golden light of the morning sun, Oliver and his furry friend would race through the garden, their laughter mingling with the gentle rustle of leaves and the melodious chirping of birds. They played hide and seek amidst the vibrant blooms, the paper pup's keen senses leading them to hidden treasures tucked away in secret corners. In the afternoons, they would retreat to the sanctuary of Oliver's room, where they would embark on epic quests and daring escapades. With pillows for mountains and blankets for seas, they transformed their humble abode into a realm of fantasy and wonder, where dragons roamed and heroes triumphed. And when evening descended upon the world, casting a blanket of darkness over the land, Oliver and his paper pup would snuggle up together beneath the covers, their hearts intertwined in a cocoon of warmth and affection. With whispered secrets and shared dreams, they drifted off to sleep, their breaths mingling in the stillness of the night. With his paper pup by his side, Oliver never felt alone again. Together they traveled across the landscapes of his imagination, forging memories that would last a lifetime. And as they danced beneath the stars, their laughter echoing into the night, Oliver knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he would always have a loyal companion by his side, a friend who had sprung to life from the depths of his own creativity, filling his world with boundless joy and endless wonder. And the best part? Oliver could take his paper pup everywhere he went, whether it was to school in his backpack or on family outings. His loyal companion was always by his side, ready for any adventure that came their way. Oh, I'm so happy for Oliver. Which animal would you try to bring to life? Our last tale tonight features lots of fluff and little pink noses. In a cozy burrow nestled beneath the roots of an ancient oak tree, a litter of baby bunnies stirred from their slumber. Stretching their tiny bodies, the bunnies unfurled like delicate flowers. With drowsy eyes and twitching noses, they yawned and stretched, their tiny paws patting softly against the earthy floor. The morning sun filtered through the canopy above, casting dappled patterns of light upon their furry forms. As the baby bunnies hopped about their den, their sensitive noses quivered at the subtle shift in the air. A delicate fragrance wafted through the entrance of their burrow, carrying with it the unmistakable scent of blossoms in bloom. It was a scent they had never encountered before, a symphony of floral notes that tickled their nostrils and filled them with a sense of wonder. With eager chirps and wiggles of excitement, the baby bunnies exchanged curious glances, their fluffy tails bobbing behind them like banners of anticipation. They knew instinctively that something extraordinary awaited them beyond the confines of their cozy den, beckoning them to explore the world outside. With tentative steps, they approached the entrance of their burrow, their whiskers twitching with anticipation. As they peered out into the dappled sunlight, their eyes widened in amazement at the sight that greeted them. Before them stretched a landscape transformed, a realm of enchantment, where the air shimmered with the gentle flutter of petals. Each delicate flower danced upon the breeze, their vibrant hues painting the world in a kaleidoscope of colors. The scent of blooms hung heavy in the air, mingling with the earthy aroma of the forest and filling the bunnies' hearts with a sense of awe. Driven by curiosity and boundless energy, the baby bunnies bounded outside, their paws sinking into the soft carpet of petals with each joyful hop. They reveled in the sensation of the velvety petals beneath their feet, their movements light and graceful as they danced amidst the floral cascade. With each passing moment, their excitement grew, fueled by the exhilarating discovery of this wondrous new world. For the baby bunnies, it was a moment of pure bliss, a fleeting glimpse into a realm where magic and wonder were woven into the very fabric of existence. And as they frolicked amidst the petals, their hearts brimming with joy, they knew that this was only the beginning of their grand adventure. To their astonishment, the baby bunnies emerged from the safety of their burrow into a scene straight out of a fairy tale. As they blinked in the soft morning light, their eyes widened in wonder at the sight that greeted them. Above, the sky seemed to rain down a cascade of delicate petals, each one swirling and twirling in a graceful ballet of colors. Crimson roses, buttery daffodils, and azure forget-me-nots danced upon the breeze, painting the landscape in a riot of hues that seemed almost too vibrant to be real. With every gentle gust of wind, the petals pirouetted and twirled, casting fleeting shadows upon the forest floor. The air hummed with the gentle rustle of petals brushing against one another, a soothing melody that wrapped the baby bunnies in its embrace. But it was the scent that truly took their breath away. The air was alive with a heady perfume of blossoms in full bloom, a symphony of fragrances that mingled and danced upon their senses. Each inhalation was a journey through a garden of delights, a sensory feast that left them dizzy with delight. As the baby bunnies stood amidst the swirling petals, they felt as though they had stepped into a realm of pure magic. It was a moment frozen in time, a fleeting glimpse of beauty that filled their hearts with a sense of awe and wonder. And so, with wide-eyed wonder and hearts brimming with joy, the baby bunnies surrendered themselves to the enchantment of the flower rain, reveling in its beauty and marveling at the mysteries of the natural world. With hesitant hops, the baby bunnies tiptoed onto the soft carpet of petals, their whiskers twitching in delight. They frolicked and played, leaping through the sea of flowers with boundless joy. It felt like walking on clouds, the petals yielding beneath their tiny feet with every step. Lost in the enchanting world of petals, the baby bunnies surrendered themselves to the blissful embrace of the flower rain. With each gentle breeze that stirred the blossoms, they felt a sense of contentment wash over them, like warm sunlight filtering through the trees. Their fluffy tails twitched lazily as they hopped and frolicked amidst the sea of petals, their tiny bodies weaving through the colorful cascade with graceful abandon. The rhythmic patter of petals falling around them created a soothing melody, lulling them into a state of peaceful tranquility. As the sun reached its zenith in the sky, casting golden shafts of light through the leafy canopy above, the baby bunnies found themselves overcome with a sense of drowsiness. Their eyelids grew heavy, weighed down by the gentle rhythm of the flower rain and the sweet scent of blossoms that hung heavy in the air. With gentle sighs of contentment, they nestled together in a cozy heap, their fur mingling as they snuggled close for warmth. Their soft breaths mingled with the rustle of petals, creating a symphony of sound that filled the air with a sense of serenity. In the warm embrace of their flowery playground, the baby bunnies drifted off into a peaceful nap, their dreams filled with visions of meadows and forests, of flowers and sunlight. And as they slept, the world outside continued to spin, carrying them along on its gentle currents, until they awoke once more to greet the wonders of a brand new day. When they awoke, refreshed and rejuvenated, the bunnies remembered their quest to unravel the mystery of the flower rain. With newfound determination, they set out on their new adventure, hopping through meadows and fields in search for answers. As the baby bunnies ventured further into the forest, their noses twitching with anticipation, they stumbled upon a hidden grove nestled amidst the ancient trees. Here, the air was heavy with the scent of ripening fruit, and the branches bowed low under the weight of their luscious bounty. With curious chirps and eager hops, the baby bunnies approached the grove, their eyes widening in amazement at the sight before them. Trees laden with plump apples, succulent peaches, and velvety plums stretched as far as the eyes could see, their branches bending under the weight of their precious cargo. Unable to resist the tantalizing aroma of ripe fruit, the baby bunnies wasted no time in sampling the delicious offerings before them. With each juicy bite, their taste buds erupted in a symphony of flavor the sweetness of the fruit mingling with the earthy undertones of the forest. As they feasted on nature's bounty, it dawned on the baby bunnies that the flower rain was simply a precursor to this bountiful harvest. The petals that had once carpeted the forest floor were now scattered beneath the fruit-laden trees, serving as a nourishing blanket to help the seeds take root and flourish. With newfound understanding, the baby bunnies reveled in the beauty of nature's cycle, where every flower that fell heralded the arrival of new life and the promise of abundance. And as they continued to feast upon the fruits of the grove, they did so with hearts full of gratitude for the wonders of the world around them. With a skip in their hop and a twinkle in their eyes, the baby bunnies bounded through the forest, their fluffy tails bobbing behind them like banners of triumph. Each step was filled with a sense of excitement and anticipation, their hearts brimming with the knowledge of the wondrous discovery they had made. As they approached their cozy burrow nestled beneath the roots of the ancient oak tree, the baby bunnies could hardly contain their excitement. With eager chirps and joyful hops, they tumbled into the safety of their den, their voices rising in a chorus of excitement as they regaled their mama with tales of their adventure. Their mama listened with rapt attention, her eyes sparkling with pride at the bravery and curiosity of her little ones. She nuzzled them affectionately, her warmth and love enveloping them like a comforting embrace. The baby bunnies nestled closer to their mama, seeking comfort and security in her loving embrace. Their soft fur intertwined as they snuggled together in a cozy heap, the warmth of their bodies mingling in the coolness of the burrow. It was a moment of pure contentment, a feeling of being wrapped in the comforting embrace of family and home. The burrow was a sanctuary, a haven where the worries of the world faded into the background, replaced by a sense of peace and tranquility. As they lay together in the dim light filtering through the roots of the ancient oak tree, a hushed silence enveloped them like a soft blanket, muffling the outside world and drawing them closer together. With each inhale and exhale, the gentle rhythm of their breathing filled the air, a soothing melody that echoed through the cozy confines of their den. It was a symphony of life, the quiet cadence of their chests rising and falling in perfect harmony like the ebb and flow of the tide upon a distant shore. Each breath was a whisper of love and belonging, a reminder that they were not alone in the vast expanse of the forest, but rather bound together by an unbreakable bond of kinship and affection. It was a feeling that washed over them like a warm wave, enveloping them in a sense of security and serenity. And as they surrendered themselves to the gentle embrace of sleep, their hearts filled with gratitude for the simple pleasures of life. The warmth of their mama's fur, the soft murmur of her breathing, the comforting weight of their bodies pressed together in peaceful slumber. In that moment, as they drifted off into dreams, they knew with absolute certainty that they were safe and cherished in their little corner of the world. And so, with hearts full of love and belonging, the baby bunnies succumbed to the gentle embrace of sleep, their breathing becoming one with the rhythm of the forest, their dreams carrying them away to a realm of endless possibility and boundless joy. Outside, the soft patter of flower petals continued to fall, a gentle melody that serenaded the baby bunnies into a state of peaceful slumber. The petals danced upon the breeze, their delicate whispers a symphony of nature's song, weaving dreams of springtime adventures in the minds of the sleeping bunnies. In their dreams, they soared through sun-dappled meadows and bounded through fields of wildflowers, their laughter echoing through the forest like the tinkling of wild chimes. They chased butterflies and frolicked in streams, their spirits light and free as they explored the wonders of the world around them. For in the safety of their cozy den, surrounded by love and warmth, anything was possible. And as they drifted deeper into sleep, their hearts filled with the promise of new adventures yet to come in the magical world of the forest. Good night, little ones. Sleep tight.